I see some people my age are doing crazy shit, which makes it seems like I have to spend my personal time on making content for GitHub, or else I fall behind. Okay, wait. Let me show you something. Like how I look at these things. So this is you. Okay? So imagine you have here a bar chart with skill and topic. And let's say, as just an example, you have here like web security. It's just, this applies to anything. Like, let's say there's web, and there's pwn, like binary exploitation, right? And your skill is like web, maybe like this, and pwn is like this, okay? And then there's another person that has a little bit of web and more pwn. Skill, topic, okay, right? So what happens now is you know your pwn thing, and you look at the other person and think, oh, skilled. I will never be able to catch up to that. And this person, on the other hand, knows how well they know web, and they look at your web skill and think, oh shit, so skilled. Completely disregarding that you have more experience in one topic the other person doesn't know, and vice versa. And this basically applies to anything, like any experience you have, like might be web development, might be really good at Git. I don't know what you mentioned with like GitHub, but maybe you're really good with some Git stuff. This basically applies to anything, and this is kind of how we view this. What if you don't have any skill? That's not true, okay? Let's do this again. Let's say you are like this, okay? Right? This is your skill. Like, this is the absolute truth down here, 0. But you look at everything and you feel like this is the base. Because this is the stuff you know, right? This must be the base. If you know this, everybody can know this. Like, like you are not super intelligent. If you know this, this must mean everybody knows this. So this is the base you think. And so then you see other topics that are like, you realize, oh, I really know very little about. Or on web, okay, I have some base. But other people, they have a lot of skill. But you are completely disregarding that you have already built quite a high base for yourself. That's kind of how I see it. I know that, like, I totally know how you feel. I feel exactly the same way. I keep reminding myself, basically, of this every time, right? Like, for example, for myself, I think this is also true. Like, for my YouTube channel, how people perceive me, okay? Here, this is how I think, like, my... how people look at my YouTube channel, because I cover so many different topics, okay? Live overflow, okay? Me, right? So I have like hardware, I have like web, I have like pwn, okay? Like this is just like randomly chosen like skill levels, okay? And now there are all these experts in fields, right? There are experts in hardware, and they have very little skill in other stuff. And then there's an expert in pwnable. All these experts, so the hardware expert looks at me and thinks, all right, the hardware stuff, that was pretty basic, like I'm way more experienced, but wow, look at all the other stuff he can do, okay? And then the pwnable expert will look at me and think, oh, the pwn stuff, that's pretty basic. But wow, all the other stuff that he can do. While, in combination, I'm like, I drew these too high. I drew these things too high, right? They are just barely higher than all of these things here, right? They are just barely higher. But for all these other people, it looks more. But my line, like my things are pretty low. right? Like I'm in nothing an expert. Like I know good basics. I have a good foundation in all of these different topics. I think, like, I guess what you can see on my channel. But from the perspective of somebody who is like really really good in a topic, none of these topics I present in an expert way, and so I think it creates this illusion that I would be so good, because if you are good at something, you look at me and think, okay, well, that's a bit more of a basic topic, but these other topics he's really good at. While in reality, I'm not good at anything, and I'm just a little bit more experienced in a topic you have no experience in. But you project that then onto yourself, and you think that I would be super skilled in these things. And you use this, like, and in the topic you are an expert, you realize that I'm not an expert, but you brush it off as, okay, well, here he's just basic, but the other topics there he's good at. I feel like this is kind of like happening with my YouTube channel, where people are thinking that I would be really good at most things, except the one that they are themselves experts in, without realizing that it means I'm no expert in anything. Does that make sense? What if a graph goes into the negative? I don't think that is possible. I wonder how an anti-skill would look like. Like, what would it mean to have an anti-skill? Does that mean you are actively destroying somebody else's skill as soon as you talk to them? I guess there are some really idiots out there that when you talk to them, you feel like you are getting dumber. Maybe those people have negative skills. I don't know.